Narayana namaskritya Narayachava narottamam Devam sarasatim vyasam Tato jaya mudiraye Nasapaye sabhadreshu Nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttamasloke Bhakti bhavati naistiki Vediramane chaiva purane bharate tata hadacha mahadecha hari savatagiyati Mokam karati vachalam prangu langite grihiya kripataham vande Sri Guru Dinatayine Paramananda Madhava Dhamma prajita kadavo tarpramoni masam satan Vedam vastavam atabhastam shivadan tabatayo molana Shima Bhagavate Mahamani Kinte Kivai Para Ishwara Shalyurdi Abarudati Trakitibita Krishnan Atoyam Brahmasutranam Bharatata Bininaya Kayati Bhasha Rupo Shovedata Paribimita Sababedeti Asanam Saran Saran Paribimita Sababedanta Sara Hipshi Bhakta Mishyate Tarashamita Shatip Tashyana Yata Sharati Kochin Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya So, and of course, the main topic today is the disappearance of Srila Rupa Goswami, by which I will mainly be speaking on. But we just read some Bhagavatam sloka, and then we start talking about Rupa Goswami. I just read the first 3 slokas, and then we all chant together the text number 14. The subject of the dynasties of the sons of Manu. Evan Saptastu Gurunan Pratyagrinat Kritanjali Adarayat Bratam Vira Uldareta Mani Priyan. When the hero Prishadra was thus cursed by his spiritual master, he accepted the curse with folded arms. Then, having controlled his senses, he took the vow of brahmacharya, which is approved by all great sages. Text 11 to 13. Vasudeva Bhagavati Savatmani Paramali Ekanti Tangato Bhaktya Sababhota Surit Samaha Vimukta Sangha Sanatman Sanyak Taksho Parigraha Yari Cha Yopa Papa Nenan Kapayam Vitim Atmanahan Atmani Atmanam Madaya Jnana Triptas Samahitaha Vichachara Mohim Etan Jadanda Badirakrite. Translation. Thereafter, Prishadra gained relief from all responsibilities. He became peaceful in mind and established control over all his senses. Being unaffected by material conditions, being pleased with whatever was available by the grace of the Lord, to maintain body and soul together, and being equal toward everyone, he gave full attention to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, who is the transcendental super soul, free from material contamination. Thus, Prishadra, fully satisfied in pure knowledge, always keeping his mind on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, achieved pure devotional service to the Lord and began traveling all over the world without affection for material activities, as if he were deaf, dumb, and blind. Text 14, we have text 14 on the board. Evan Brito Vanam Gatwa Distva Dabagnim Utitam Tenopayukta Karano Brahma Prapa Param Muni Evam Brito Vanam Gatwa Distva Dabagnim Utitam Tenopayukta Karano Brahma Prapa Paran Muni Evam Britaha, being situated in such an order of life, Vanam, to the forest, Gatwa, after going, Dristva, when he saw Daba Agnim, a forest fire, Utitam, existing there, Tenan, by that fire, Upayukta Karana, engaging all the senses of the body by burning. Brahma, transcendence. Prapa, he achieved. Param, the ultimate goal. Muni, as a great saintly person. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. With this attitude, Prishadra became a great saint, and when he entered the forest and saw a blazing forest fire, he took this opportunity to burn his body in the fire. Thus, he achieved the transcendental spiritual world. Purport. The Lord says in Bhagavad-Gita 4:9, Jama Kama Chame Divyam Evanyo Veti Tatutaha Takta Deham Puna Jama Naitimam Etiswajuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activity does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Prishadra, because of his karma, was cursed to take his next birth as a Shudra, but because he took to saintly life, specifically concentrating his mind always upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he became a pure devotee. Immediately after giving up his body in the fire, he reached the spiritual world, as mentioned in Bhagavad-Gita, Mameti, as a result of his devotional situation. Devotional service performed by thinking of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so powerful that although Prishadra was cursed, he avoided the terrible consequence of becoming a Shudra and instead returned home back to Godhead. As stated in Brahma Samhita 554, Yastun Nagopa Matabenda Mahosakama Bandhan Rupa Falamat Bhajanamata Noti Kamani Nida Tikintu Chabati Bhajan Govindam Adipurushan Tamaham Bhajami. Those who engage in devotional service are unaffected by the results of their material activities. Otherwise, everyone from the smallest microbe up to the king of heaven, Indra, is subject to the laws of karma. A pure devotee, being always engaged in the service of the Lord, is exempt from these laws. Gurave Gurachandaya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Nama Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhatalo Srimati Bhaktivedanta Samhita Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nevi Sasanyavadi Pashyata Distarine Bancha Kapaturi Vescha Kripasin Vivacha Patitanam Pavnavibhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Nama. So normally the ordinary materialistic life, no matter how great or pious, many people in this world, they act piously, and of course, many others also act impiously. But regardless of how one acts, one is subject to the law of karma, by which one gets one body after the other. So that is one material body after the other. However, if one engages in the devotional service of the Lord, one becomes free from all kinds of karma, but previously or presently, one becomes free from that. He said, mentioned that karmani nidati kintucha bhakti bhajan, that the Krishna service, he burns the root of karma from the root. So if one engage in the devotional service of the Lord, then one will not be subjected to law of karma. And as Lord says, like Prabhupada was quoting a verse that Mameti, that a devotee attains me. So you attain Krishna if you engage in devotional service, means you go to the spiritual world. So this is just the basic thing which I'm going to say about this text, because today we have it's a very, very special day. It's the disappearance day of Guridas Pandi and Srila Rupa Goswami. And now Srila Guridas Pandit, he was previously Subal during Krishna Lila. He was a Subal, so one of the associates of Krishna in Vrindavan. So he took birth in Gaura Lila pastime. He came as Guridas Pandit, and he was one of the main associates of Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu, when he went to Bengal to start preaching, so Guridas Pandit was one of the persons who were selected by Mahaprabhu to go with Lord Nityananda to preach in Bengal. So today is disappearance day. Now the great Vaishnava stalwart, Srila Rupa Goswami, who is the greatest general of Mahaprabhu's movement. So Srila Rupa Goswami, today is his disappearance day. So today's deliberation is going to be talking about Srila Rupa Goswami. That is a beautiful prayer which was written by Srila Narottam Das Thakur about Srila Rupa Goswami. So many of us, we know this song. So I will sing it. If you know it, you can follow me. It's Srila Rupa Manjari Pada. Okay. Sri Rupa Manjari Pada Sei Moro San Pada Sei Moro Bhajana Pujana Pada Sei Moro San Pada Sei Moro Bhajana Pujana Sei Moro Panadana Sei Moro Abarana Sei Moro Jivana Jivana Sei Moro San Pada Sei Moro Jivana Jivana Sei Moro Rasanidi Sei Moro Banchasidi Sei Moro Bedira Dharana Sei moro rasanidi, sei moro banchasidi, sei moro bedira darama. Sei brata, sei tapa, sei moro mantra japa, sei moro dharma karana. Sei moro, sei tapa, sei moro dharma karama. Anukula obebidi se pade yo ibosidi rakibo edo inayane. Anukula obebidi se pade yo ibosidi rakibo edo inayane. Serupa madure rati panakuvala yasasi prafulita obenisidi ne. Serupa maduri rasi panakuvala yasasi Pavulita obedinesine. Tuva dasana hoyi gorole jara lodeyi. Tiradina tapita jibana. Tuva dasana hoyi gorole jaribodeyi. Tiradina tapita jibana. Aharupa korodoya de homore padachaya. Narutama oloilo sarana. Arupa korodoya Demore padachaya narutamalo ilo sarana. The lotus feet of Sri Rupa Manjari are my treasure, my devotional service, and my object of worship. They give my life meaning, and they are the life of my life. They are the perfection of rasa, and their perfection worthy of attainment. They are the very law of the Vedic scriptures for me. They are the meaning of all my fasts and penances, and my silent uttering of my mantras. They are the basis of religion and activities. By the purifying process of favorable devotional service, one will attain perfection, and with these two eyes be able to see. His transcendental form is shining like moonlight in my heart, and my heart therefore shines and reciprocates. In other words, the ordinary moonlight lights up the night, and its shine illuminates other objects. But the moon of the effulgence of the form of Sri Rupa Manjari shines into the heart, and makes the heart also shine back to the spiritual sky. This moon shines not only in the nighttime, but day and night. Your absence from my vision is like a dose of strong poison, and I will suffer till the end of my life. And Narottam Das Thakur says, please give me your mercy and the shade of your lotus feet. You know, when you read the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, you know that at the end of every chapter, Srila Kavira Goswami always end with Sri Rupa Raghunath Pade Koreos, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, you know, like that. I always say that taking shelter of the lotus feet of Rupa and Raghunath, I write this Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because Srila Rupa Goswami is the preeminent acharya of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. He defined what it is to be a Gaudiya Vaishnava and what it is to be a devotee of Radha and Krishna. And of course, Lord Chaitanya, he fully empowered Srila Rupa Goswami to disseminate the science of Krishna consciousness. So which means, without this unique contribution of Srila Rupa Goswami, none of us will be here. Without this unique contribution. So he made everything possible for us. So he was basically the greatest pillar of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. Like Srila Kavikanapu, he had written a prayer glorifying Rupa Goswami. He said, Priya Swarupe, Daita Swarupe, Pema Swarupe, Sahaja Birupe, Ninjan Rupe, Prabhu Eka Rupe, Tatana Rupe, Swabibilas Rupe. That Srila Rupa Goswami is very dear to and adored by Srimad Mahaprabhu. He is the embodiment of his love, and he very naturally knows his heart. His form resembles that of Srimad Mahaprabhu. Indeed, it is as if their forms are one. Srila Rupa Goswami is the very embodiment of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, because it was through him that the Lord performed many works. So therefore, the Srila Kavikanapu, he was saying that to what extent can I really glorify Srila Rupa Goswami, that he felt himself very, very sad that unable to really say something appropriate in glorification of Srila Rupa Goswami. So when Srila Rupa Goswami, when he and his brother Sanatana Goswami, when they first met Mahaprabhu in Ramakeli, so Srila Rupa Goswami offered this prayer, which we all chant every morning. Namo Mahabudaya Ya Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishna Ya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Guratishe Namaha. Normally, when Mahaprabhu was engaging them in Sankirtan movement, traveling here and there, because he had such a very uncommon characteristics. So many people, they will often address him as Narayan. That Namo Narayan, whenever they see address Narayan, that especially wherever he goes, they will address him as Narayan, but Mahaprabhu, he never likes to hear this. He will always cover his ear and say, no, that don't call me Narayan, you cannot address an honorary living entity as Narayan. No honorary living entity can be addressed as God. So Mahaprabhu will always, he actually always became angry whenever anyone addressed him as Narayan. But when Srila Rupa Goswami, when he offered this prayer to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though this prayer is actually addressing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna himself, Namo Mahabudaya, Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishna Ya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Guratishe Namaha, that my pranam unto you, the Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya, because you is Krishna himself, and you have assumed the golden complexion of Srimati Radharani. You are magnificently bestowing Krishna Prem, which was never a very rare gift, which was never given before by any incarnation. So when Rupa Goswami, when he offered this prayer to Mahaprabhu, the Lord was actually very pleased. He did not become angry with Rupa Goswami. He actually accepted his prayer. Why? Because normally, people in general, they will address a great person as Narayan, because this is normal custom. This is like the normal tradition. So therefore, Mahaprabhu did not never like to hear it. But because he knows that Rupa Goswami, he knows the tattva. He knows what he's talking about. So when he offered this prayer to Mahaprabhu, so Mahaprabhu was pleased by this prayer. So therefore, this prayer, it becomes like the ornament of devotees. So it's our daily prayer. We actually offer our obeisances to this prayer, which has been offered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the Rupa and Sanatana or Rupa Goswami, they have such a very illustrious background. Very illustrious background that they have. They were born in the present-day Bangladesh, in Ramakeli. But the ancestral home coming from Karnataka, so originally originated from South India, is ancestral. They migrated to migrated to East Bengal, to present-day Bangladesh. And the time, even though they were born in a very highly qualified Brahmin family, but somehow or other, they took the service of the Muslim government. The original name was Amara and Santosh. That was the original name. But after taking the service of this Muslim government, so their name was changed to Dabira Kash and Sakara Malik. So Dabira Kash was Rupa Goswami, and Sakara Malik was Senator Goswami. And because of their great personalities, very, very highly intelligent, very, very highly educated, so the Emperor of Bengal was very, very happy with them. So he saw that, oh, these two personalities, they will build the ornament of my kingdom. So he gave them the topmost position. Senator Goswami was the prime minister, and Rupa Goswami was the personal secretary to the emperor. And then, of course, then eventually Mahaprabhu came to Ramakeli, and these two personalities, so they met Mahaprabhu, and then from that time on, everything about them changed. So Mahaprabhu changed their name to Rupa and Sanatan that time. So but when they met Mahaprabhu, they presented themselves as the most fallen. They presented themselves as the most fallen, even though as written by like legitimate Mahaprabhu said that if in order to be a devotee of Krishna, one must have the great humility. Trinapi sunichena, taruapi saishnana, amanina manadena kitaniya said that unless one is very, very humble, one cannot really chant Krishna's name. It's impossible. And Senator Goswami had also written in the Briya Bhaktamrita that a devotee's advancement is measured in terms of humility. And he actually said that the more a devotee develops love of God, that the more that person becomes very, very humble. So humility is actually the ornament of a devotee. So when Rupa and Sanatan, when they met Mahaprabhu, so they took up a straw in their mouth and offering their obeisance to Mahaprabhu, praying to the Lord, saying that they are the most fallen. That he is telling the Lord that you will not find anyone more merciful than us. That our dear Lord, that yes, you have delivered Jagai Madai, and Jagai Madai, they were supposedly the most fallen, very, very fallen. But we were so abominable that our character, our deed is much more worse than Jagai Madai. But you are giving your mercy to them. So therefore, who is more worthy of your mercy than us? We are the most fallen. So therefore, we are worthy of your mercy, and if you deliver us, then you will consider your mission successful if you deliver us. So this was their mode. And this mode actually is actually teaching for anyone who wants to be, a devotee of the Lord. In the Stavamala, Srila Rupa Goswami had written, Adaropi aparadhanam aviveka atopyaham tva karunya prakitshosmi prasida mayi madhava. That although I am a man of offenses, and although I cannot tell right from wrong, I still hope for your mercy. Please be merciful to me. This is the mood of a prayer. Bhakti danchati yadyapi madhava natvayi malatila matri parameshwara tadyapi tabadika dugata gatana vidatri. This is from Stavamala, whereby Rupa Goswami is saying that although I don't even possess a sesame seed of bhakti for you, still, you are the supreme controller. You can make the impossible possible. So here is praying that yes, I have no qualification. I don't even have even a sesame seed of bhakti. But I'm simply begging for your mercy. And this you will find throughout the writings of Srila Rupa Goswami, this expression of humility. So therefore, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Kavira Goswami, he had said, Apane ayoga deki mone panik shoba, tatapi tomara gune upajaya loba. This is when the two brothers, when they met Chaitanya Prabhu, whereby they are saying, we are very depressed at being unfit candidate for your mercy. Yet, since we have heard of your transcendental qualities, we are very much attracted to you. So this, this prayer which has been offered, that even though the attraction to you comes because of your glories, although we are not qualified to even approach you, but still we are simply begging for your mercy. So he mentioned here that if Srila Rupa Goswami, if he had not come to this material world, and if he had not revealed many mysteries of devotion service to Krishna, then what could have happened to us? There's no way this could have happened. Srila Rupa Goswami was the one who knows the heart of Mahaprabhu. He knows the heart of the Lord. During the Rath Yatra, in the Rath Yatra, so Mahaprabhu will always sing a song from Kavya Prakash. And this prayer goes this way. Ya Komara Rai Sahiba Ibaras Taiba Chaita Kapas Chaita Kshapas Te Chomilita Malati Sura Bayam Prolda Kanam Banila Sacha Smita Tapi Tata Surata Vyapara Lila Video Reva Urdasi Vitasi Tarutale Cheta Samut Kantate. Oh, my friend, that beautiful lover who stole my youth is now here. These are also the same pleasant nights or the month of Chaitra with the same fragrance of blossoming malati flowers and the same cool, gentle, fragrant breeze from the Kadamba trees. I am also the same and he is the same. Nonetheless, my mind is eager for amorous play at the foot of the Vetasi tree on the bank of the river. So, Chaitanya Prabhu will often recite this prayer, but many devotees could not understand the meaning of this prayer. They could not understand that because to honor to people, this song seems like the ordinary songs of lovers. So what was Mahaprabhu saying? Why is he reciting? Why is he singing these songs again and again? And of course, Swarup Damodara, he knew exactly what Mahaprabhu was talking about. So when Rupa Goswami, when he came to Jagannath Puri to meet with Mahaprabhu, so at that time he was staying in the hut in the Siddhabaku, which is the residence of Haridas Thakur. So he was staying with Haridas Thakur that time, and as part of the introduction to his book, Lalita Madhava, so he had written this prayer on a palm leaf. Prayanso yam Krishna sahachari kurush kita militas tata hamsarara tadam Ubayo Saigama Sukam, Tatapianta Kelam Madura Murali Panchama Jose, Manome Kalindi Pulina Vipina Sprayati. So after meeting Krishna at Kurukshetra, so Sri Radha said, "Oh Saki, today at Kurukshetra, I met my same Prana Priya, Krishna. I am that same Radha, and there is also happiness in our meeting, but nonetheless, I deeply yearn for Vrindavan, for the Kunj on the back of the Kalindi that is inundated by bliss as a result of Krishna vibrating the fifth note on his playful Murali." So, when Rupa Goswami, he wrote this prayer, this verse, he wrote it on a palm leaf, and then he put it on the roof, so to dry. So he went to take his bath, and at that time, Mahaprabhu came to Siddha Baku. So when Mahaprabhu came at Siddha Baku, and then he saw this verse, which had been written by Rupa Goswami. So he saw it and read it. So when Mahaprabhu read it, and of course he was so happy, and at that time Rupa Goswami came. When he came, he offered his obeisance to the Lord, and the Lord, Mahaprabhu, slapped Rupa Goswami. He said, "How do you know my mind? How could you know my heart? Because nobody knows my heart. How could you know my heart?" So then Srila Swarup Damodara, he replied that he knows your heart because he has attained your mercy. Because he's such a person who has attained your mercy, so therefore he knows your heart. So there was a lot of nice interactions that took place in this meeting, whereby Rupa Goswami was reading many verses from the book which he had composed. A lot of nice discussion was there. You will find this in the Anchalila, chapter 1 of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, and then Mahaprabhu, of course, was telling all the devotees, like Ramananda Roy, Subhamadara, that all of them should, bestow their mercy upon Rupa Goswami. So, there are many, of course, many wonderful pastimes that was there between Rupa Goswami and Mahaprabhu. So, for 10 days, Mahaprabhu taught Rupa Goswami in Prayag. For 10 days, he was teaching him the science of Krishna consciousness. And 10 days teaching him, and then after the instruction of Mahaprabhu, so the Lord instructed Rupa Goswami that because Rupa Goswami, he had prayed to the Lord that he want to stay with the Lord. He want to stay him because he could not bear the separation from the Lord. But the Lord said that no, you have to fulfill my mission. My order to you is that to write transcendental literatures. You have to write the scriptures about the science of devotional service, and you go to Vrindavan, you write the science of Krishna, the science of devotional service to Krishna, and at the same time discover the Lord's places of pilgrimage where Krishna performs his pastime. You have to re-establish all the places of Krishna where Krishna performs his leelas. So these were the instruction given by Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami, like that. So in the and then of course, so following the order of the Lord, so Rupa Goswami, he came here to Vrindavan, and of course, subsequently also he was joined by his brother Sanatana Goswami, and then they begin to write many wonderful scriptures, and also discover the Lord's place of pilgrimage. Now, the very dear deity of Rupa Goswami is Govinda Dev. And it's very, very interesting how Govinda was discovered. So normally every day, Srila Rupa Goswami, he will do his writing, he will do his bhajan, and after that, he will do a parikram of Vrindavan. After that. So one day, he was doing Vrindavan parikrama, and as he was going parikrama, he saw a cow. So this cow left the herd, and the cow went to a small hill, and the cow was dripping her milk. Was dripping her milk for about 10 minutes, and when she finished dripping her milk on the hill, the cow left. So every day, Rupa Goswami will come, and we saw this every day, that this same cow will do the same thing, going dripping her milk on the hill every day. So Rupa Goswami decided to go there to go and see what's happening at this spot. So when Rupa Goswami, when he reached there, so immediately Govinda came out. He came out and told Rupa Goswami that you should worship me. You should worship me as fit. So Srila Rupa Goswami, so he took Govinda and then began the worship. And then eventually he was able to get the Mansingh, who was that time the commander, the army commander of Emperor Akbar, to build the wonderful temple, the Govinda Dev temple that time. So in this way, the wonderful service of Govinda Dev was established. And of course now the same Govinda is now in Jaipur. So I'm sure most of us who have been to Jaipur, you've seen the Govinda Dev, same Govinda Dev. So the Srila Rupa Goswami, as is teaching, based on the instruction of Mahaprabhu, he was our guiding light. So he had written in the Bhakti-Rasamrita Sindhu, because Bhakti-Rasamrita Sindhu is the book that actually gives the part of Bhakti to Krishna, the Bhakti of Bhakti. And the Bhakti-Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami had written, Klesagni Subhada Moksha Laguta Kritsu Dulaba Sandananda Vishesatma Sri Krishna Kashatecha. So he was describing the symptoms of devotional service to Krishna. He was describing the characteristics of bhakti. And those characteristics of bhakti is one, Kleshagni. Kleshagni means it destroys all type of distress, which means as soon as you begin engaging in Krishna bhakti, all kinds of distress are destroyed. And then when distress are destroyed, the next thing is Subhada. Subhada means auspiciousness. The bhakti bestows complete auspiciousness. And then moksha laguta krit, because everyone looking for liberation. But bhakti is such that it makes the attainment of liberation very insignificant. It makes it very insignificant. Actually, Srila Rupa Goswami, he had written that both bhukti and mukti, which means bhukti means the part of sense enjoyment, and mukti means the part of liberation. He compared both of them to be like two witches. He compared them to be like two witches, which a devotee of Krishna, want to stay far away from. Then he says, Sudulabha, it is extremely rare. Bhakti is very, very rarely to obtain. Sudulabha. Sadhananda Vishistatma. Then, because bhakti is very rarely obtained, but if one is fortunate enough to obtain that bhakti, it is the embodiment of condensed bliss. The bliss that is there is so deep that there is no amount of materialistic happiness of liberation that can be compared to the bliss of bhakti. There's an example that sometimes during the rainfall, a calf will sometimes put impression on the ground, and in that impression, some water will accumulate. So if you are to compare that accumulation of water to the ocean, it's like actually there's no comparison. So all kind of material happiness or happiness from liberation, it just compared to the hoof print of a calf, the water that's been accumulated, whereas the bhakti bliss, the bliss that comes from bhakti, is comparable to that of an ocean. And another aspect of bhakti is Krishna Karshane, that bhakti attracts Krishna. And even though, yes, Krishna is most attractive, every living entity, is attracted to Krishna, but Krishna himself become attracted to his devotee. He become attracted to his loving devotee. So therefore, it's very, very rarely attained. And of course, how do we attain bhakti unless we get the mercy of another great devotee? So this has been delineated in the book of Srila Rupa Goswami, the Bhakti-yoga Sindhu. Now, Srila Rupa Goswami, of course, he wrote many books. He wrote many scriptures, because I have to shorten this now because of the timing. And some of the books which were written by Srila Rupa Goswami, Bhakti-yoga Sindhu, the Danakali Komodi, very humorous scripture about how Krishna was collecting taxes from the gopis. Danakali Komodi, Govinda Vrindavali, the Hamsa Dutta, Lagu Bhagavatamrita, Lalita Madhava, Vidagda Madhava, Sri Mathura Mahatmya, Sri Padyavali, Sri Krishna Jamastiti Vidhi, Sri Stavamala, Sutra Upasan, Vaishnava Puja Vidhi, Uddhava Sandesh, Sri Ujjala Nilamani, and Sri Upadeshamrita. So these are some of the books which were written by Srila Rupa Goswami. So which means it will do us good to read these scriptures, to read all this book. And if you're able to study all these books, we can actually see ourselves becoming a better devotee. So therefore, the contribution of Srila Rupa Goswami is very, very immense. His contribution to our sampradaya is very, very deep. So therefore, we owe our eternal gratitude to Srila Rupa Goswami, because he is the embodiment of the teachings of Mahaprabhu, and he is the embodiment of, because he is the one who knows the art of Mahaprabhu, because Mahaprabhu wanted to benedict the whole world with Krishna Prem. So Rupa Goswami, he made this possible. So I can stop here. Anybody have any comment or question about this? There's so much to be discussed about the life and teachings of Srila Rupa Goswami. So this is just a summary of it. Okay. Any point? Jai Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gopi Menande, Hare Krishna. So we should try to spend today, meditating on Srila Rupa Goswami and trying to read some of his life. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.